So we usually do this on Sundays, but I was traveling this Sunday, so I am about to do it right now. We're going to do Sunday setups on a Wednesday. So I always start by looking at the DXY to see what the dollar is doing. We see it attempted to form it did form a teacup. So let's do simple markup here. So in the next day or so, if it does not break out, we would expect it to drop back down into these lows. So let's go to the US 30. Let me clean everything up. US 30 is looking to come back to these areas. Here's my breakout. So US 30 breaks out of this area, which it looks like it will, and this will be a potential target. So this will be my buy zone. Let's drop a fib. Potential target. A lot of people like to do videos and trainings as though this is an exact science, and it's not. It's an educated guess at best. And you have people who are great in their analysis at making that educated guess, but it's still just an educated guess. Why? Because we don't own the markets. We don't control the markets. We respond to what the markets do. So in this case, this would be a potential area of support. There's the breakout. There's the breakout. Let's do a fib on this 15 from the swing high. This would be my sell zone right here. And this would be my potential targets right here. And then we clean it up. And we go about our business. So the US 30 could, as it's doing now, could give us some rejection. So from here, if you sell the tops, which I sometimes do, I sell breakouts and pivots. So if you sell the top, then a potential take profit will be the sell zone. If you sell breakouts, you'll wait for it to come around 34.567-ish, and the numbers vary per broker, and that's where you will be looking at targets. If we look on the higher time frame, using our pivots, then the targets are here. So I actually like this. If it breaks below this target, then you be seeking to mitigate what some will call an institutional play right here. So I'll leave it like that. I'll come back to it. There are times where I'm uncertain about what I want to do, so I just leave the markets as they are, and then I come back later. German 30 is on a massive uptrend. So here's the buy zone, here's the breakout. Looks like it's at an all-time high. So again, I buy pivots and breakouts. So this would be my sell zone. Then my target would be this pivot point right here. You could actually buy German 30 right in here. And then this buy zone would be a target. Clean it up. So if you take pivots, swing high to swing low, then we have potential targets. And I split this up about halfway. So super technical guys may have a problem with this analysis, but I don't trade to appease people. I trade to make money. And my techniques make money. See, there's a pivot, which would be a potential target. And this is an index, so it does not take big moves to make decent money. Then on the sell, I target pivot points in the market. Target. One of the things that I see with people is they try to impress other people. There's no need. Trade your analysis. See all my targets hit here? Now we have to start them over. Don't know anybody from Ohio. Thought the other camera was recording, but I guess not. It is now though, because I just made sure that it's recording. So on the SPX, we have reached, SPX is just the S&P 500. We have reached an all-time high, which I predicted months ago. If we go to swing low, this was the high. So here's the target. This will be a sell zone. Pivot. Yep. Sometimes I mark it up on the 15. Sometimes I mark it up on the hour. I mostly trade the indices on the larger time frames though. Less anxiety. 2 hours, making the move up. So that's my first target. 43.13. Let's do the fibs again. Swing low, swing high, and up the target. Buy zone, sell zone sometimes are the same for me, because if it doesn't break out, that means it rejects. So what would have been a buy zone is now a sell zone. This is actually a target. Oh, let me move the fib. This is actually a sell zone. And then this pivot point would be an additional target. Like that. SPX. Move on to NAS. NAS is also at an all-time high. So if we go from the swing low to a swing high, it has hit. So we'll start a new one. Here. All right. Potential target. We'll break this up into quarters. On big moves, I break the targets up into the quarters, because the market has a tendency to move in quarters. Not getting into that, You can study that when you have the time. This is a buy or a sell zone. If it breaks out, I'll buy it. If it rejects, I sell it. This would be a potential target. Of course, the pivot point would be a potential target. And the last true breakout area would be a potential target. Price likes to come back to where it broke out to retest zones. A lot of theory behind different trading styles. As a mathematician, I choose not to buy into too many theories because, again, we don't own the market. And the market moves based on psychological analysis, meaning, or sentimental analysis, meaning the sentiments of other traders, because other traders move the market. So you kind of learn to think how they think, do what they do. That's how sometimes you can predict or analyze and present a best guess on what the market will do. This market is making a swing, so I believe it is going to shoot up. Here's my first target right here. This is silver. It does not take big movements on silver to make decent money. I actually invest in silver, so I love to see the market making these swings. If it rejects, it would have to break out of this general area. Now, when I make lines, these are not set in stone. These are general areas. That's why I call them zones. Market can break out of these zones. So if you look here, this is a zone. So for me to sell silver, it would have to break out of this zone. And my targets, always tell people in our community, my targets are the noise. Noise for me is when there's a lot of activity in a particular location. So right in this area, you could say this is noise as well. So these will be potential targets. Why is that noise? Well, again, sentimental analysis. Hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of traders all looking at the same thing and making analyses based on what has already happened. This line right here would have been my buy zone. So as you can see, it's already in that zone. Now we'll just look to see what happens from here. As this is already gone, the next buy zone will be right here. So what is now, or what was the initial buy zone, it's already in process. Call this an area of interest. So then I move this to clean up my charts. Area of interest sales. So that's silver. Gold is pretty much the same thing. If you look, this is the silver chart. Look at the general shape, and this is if you've ever heard of or studied the Wyckoff schematic, This is a Wyckoff schematic. Again, more theory. I choose not to spend time mastering theory. A lot of people do. I choose not to. On a sell, this is a target. If it breaks below here, my next target is the next area of noise. My buy zone would be here. Let's get it. This is actually a floor, but so this would be a target. Next area of noise would be a target. Next area of noise would be a target. If it breaks beyond these, look at these candles that price has to mitigate. So you can literally set a target up in the 1860 range. Why? Because price has been there before. Look at this. All the way up to 1917. So on the daily, your breakout will be about right here, 1794. So let's see what price does. It may come back to retest these areas. So let's just see. All these targets will hit. This is old. GBP JPY is in an uptrend. Buy zone is right here. Some things I am more adamant about trading breakouts, and this is one of them. Let's see how many pips that would be. So my first target is 43 pips, which is good. Pick up another 20 or so. And we'd look to pick up my sell zone will be right here, and then I would target these twins, these pairs as I call them. Of course, we get many critiques about this, but again, I don't trade to please people. I trade my particular style, and it works. Perfect. Now we are on GU. This breakout will be my sell. As I mentioned, some things I trade pivots, some things I trade breakouts. The GBP pairs, I trade breakouts. First target. Second target. Third target. Okay, 120 plus pips. If you're new to trading, you want to make sure you exercise proper risk management. So on trades like these, my risks are generally 1 to 6 or 1 to 7. So risk $1 to make 6 or 7 minimum. So if a pair is not doing what I want it to do, I'm out of the trade quickly. Very minimal loss. The objective in trading, yes, is to make money, but it's to preserve capital. You don't lose money in trading. So if you be patient, look at this. If this is my buy, this is a better one. This is my buy zone. My first target. First target is 70 pips. So my stop loss will be, just to give you an example. This is my target, my first target. My stop loss is up in this area, 1 to 6. My second target will be in here. So now we're at 1 to 10. My third target is up here. So now we're at 1 to 20. I'll risk $1 to make $20 all day, every day. I can even widen my stop loss and still have a 1 to 7. So that's how I trade. And these are potentials. Everything is always a potential, never a guarantee. There we go. I always do 2 directions because, again, we don't control the markets. So the markets can do whatever it wants to do. On this trade, you're looking at potential 155 pips. Trade not going in your favor, get out quickly. See what it's doing, take the other direction. So that's just a glimpse of how I trade, a day in the life of the Doc's mindset. You don't have to agree with it. You can disagree all day. Doesn't matter. Everybody has an opinion. Opinions are like, well, you know the saying. Everybody has one and they all stink. That being said, I hope you guys learned a little something. I hope you got some value. If you'd like to take a test drive of my community, my platform, the link is in the description. Get a full masterclass overview of what it is that we have to offer. With that being said, you guys have a wonderful day. Remember, discipline over profits. This is the Doc signing off. See you in the next video.